I'm a person starting to practice, start to perceive. During the quiet night, ponder all 5 aggregates accordingly, where the lights are dim as moon and water as in a dream. I'm a person repenting endlessly, start to be aware, start to repent, immerse myself in greed, suffer separation and wanting, stick to hatred, raising deceit to make peace disquiet. Evil view and ignorance left me fall into troubles, be led, O Buddha, Dharma, human being, often high and mighty. Doubts like good relationship, go back or repent of evil causes, condition and effect, and treat Buddhas to accept and hold. Maybe it's being dealt with all the causes Buddhas called endowed with all the Buddha's top conditions, endowed with all the Buddhas, all the rewards. May this mighty prayer being in the universe work powerfully. Person repenting endlessly, start to be aware, start to repent, immerse myself in greed, suffer separation and wanting, stick to hatred, raising deceit to make peace disquiet. Evil view and ignorance left me fall into troubles, be led, O Buddha, Dharma, human being, often high and mighty. Doubts like good relationship, go back and repent of evil causes, condition and effect, and treat Buddhas to accept and hold. Maybe it's being dealt with all the causes Buddhas called endowed with all the Buddha's top conditions, endowed with all the Buddhas, all the rewards. All the Dharma be well versed. Maybe it's being dealt with all the causes Buddhas called endowed with all the Buddha's top conditions, endowed with all the Buddhas, all the rewards. Entreat Sanghas to accept and hold. Maybe it's being dealt with all the causes Buddhas called endowed with all the Buddha's top conditions, endowed with all the Buddhas, all the rewards, and treatment worth to accept and hold. Maybe it's being dealt with all the causes Buddhas called endowed with all the Buddha's top conditions, endowed with all the Buddhas, all the rewards. May this mighty prayer being in the universe work powerfully.
Okay, everybody's here.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Doctor. Dr.
Good
Bodhi, the
evening.
scene is speaking.
Yeah,
How are you
sorry.
today?
I'm all right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully you and Dr. Mrs. Bodhi, everything goes well.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I would like to. Yeah,
Mhm.
we would like to respectfully request you, the esteemed Dr. Bodhi, a preacher of Buddha teachings to expound on the profound and wonderful meanings of the Buddha teachings.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you are invited, and we are honored to have you to deliver the lecture. You please.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction and the wishes. All the best to everybody. Okay, let us respect our Buddha. Buddha's teaching helps us for our life every here and now. Yes, thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to start with Rupa. Yesterday we were talking about the 5 aggregates. I'm going to start with Rupa. Rupa. Now, that's the Magadhi language says Rupa, but we call them images or pictures. Now see, outside you get pictures or figures. They are called figurines or figures. Right? If you look at a house, say you are looking at the house. Outside there is a house. So what you see there? The picture of the house. Is that right? Can you understand? You are looking at the house, which is outside. There is a house. Okay, there is a house outside.
Yeah.
So when you are looking at that house, you see the picture of that house. Okay, or rupa of that house.
Yes. Yes.
We'll go slowly. The rupa of that house or the picture of that house is what you see. Now, it is outside or external. It is situated or it is in the outside. External. It is an external object. It is an external object, this house. When you see the house, what happens is the light rays from the sun, light rays. Can you understand what light rays are?
Yeah, light rays. Yes, I know
Yeah,
it.
light rays of the light, sunlight or any other light. So light rays, yeah, that will come and sit on that or reflect, and the rays comes to our eyes. Now that uh, that picture is at outside, but we get a picture inside our eye. Can you see the difference? There's a picture outside of the house. There is a picture inside of the eyes. 2 eyes.
Yes.
So do you think the outside picture is the same as what is inside?
Quite
No,
different. No.
different. Not the same. Say that house is fairly large, right? It's fairly large. but the house of a picture that sits in your eyes or stand in your eyes is small. It's not that big. Can you see the difference? There is a difference between the external house picture and the internal house picture. So there is
Yeah.
an internal house picture or rupa, outside rupa. So that outside rupa is called rupa. The internal, the picture that comes and sits in the eye is called the upadana rupa. It is not the same rupa. It's different. So therefore it has got a different name. Upadana rupa. That is in English, what it means is it is the generated rupa inside the eyes. It is generated one, not the actual one. Actual one is outside. Generated one is inside. Can you see the difference?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Yeah. Now there is the same rupa. The same rupa has got different orientations or shapes. Maybe the similar to the color and everything that sits there in the eyes, but there is a difference between the two. It is not the same. So you have to think about it, because every time we see something, is a house or a flower or an animal or a human being, you name anything, anybody that you see, that outside rupa or the picture that you see comes into your eyes through the rays, a set of rays. Lot of rays are coming through that into your eyes, and another rupa that is called the upadana rupa or generated rupa, which
Generate a rupa, right?
generated rupa is upadana rupa. Upadana is
Oh,
generated. It is
okay.
generated by the eyes.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, very vivid. Yeah.
Yeah, two different rupas. So Buddha used the term upadana. Upadana means generated.
Generated. Yes, that's true.
It's a generated rupa. It's not the same rupa that you see, unfortunately. It is a generated rupa. Now, although that rupa is generated inside, you can, if you want to see that, say, you saw that today, tomorrow you would like to recall that rupa, to bring back that rupa into your mind, you can still zoom out and see the same size of the house through your eyes or the brain.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So it's amazing, what this our body is doing, our human, nature. So the human nature has got that power to zoom in or zoom out. So everything that you see, you can bring back to its right size when you would like to see that, but it sits there. It's going to contain in your eye as a very tiny one, very small one, very tiny rupa. Upadana rupa is a small one compared to the actual rupa outside. So outside rupa you call normal Rupa in Magadhi. But the internal Rupa, Buddha use a different term, Upadana Rupa. Buddha doesn't say it is the Rupa of the object. Buddha says it's an Upadana Rupa, generated Rupa inside the mind. Because it's ultimately generated and sits in the mind. It's going through the eyes. It is the same as sounds. If you hear a sound comes through a rupa. As I said, when the car is going, you get the sound of the car, and that comes in, and it sits in your mind through the ear, and it is also upadana rupa through sound. When you eat something, there is upadana rupa through the taste. That is also upadana rupa, but it's coming through the taste. Can you follow me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's good. So it's eyes, then the nose, the smell, the ears, the tongue, and the body. If you touch something, that's also, once you touch something, say you take the fork and the spoon to eat, you touch the spoon and the fork, even in the dark, say the electricity gone, you are in the dark, still you can feel it is a fork and the spoon. Rupa.
Yeah.
Make sense? Yeah. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. So whatever you touch, you can get a rupa in your mind.
Yes,
So
yes.
everything is coming as rupa. So that is called the outside rupa, and inside this upadana rupa. So we don't
Inside
call,
Pradana Rupa.
okay, upadana rupa, we don't call rupa when it comes to upadana. Generated one is called the upadana. So we are dealing with upadana rupa. Now, if somebody says, this is my house, that person can't, grab the house. What is keeping in the mind? This is my house. The upadana rupa is the one he's keeping in the mind. You can't, that person can't keep the house in the mind. Make sense?
Yes.
So all the things that we contain, we say that they are belong to me. All the things that we say these are belongs to me or belong to me are upadana rupa. When I recall my mother who is dead and gone, but still I can recall my mother, but the rupa is upadana rupa. That upadana rupa of my mother, I can recall when she was young, when she was middle-aged, when she was very old, middle-aged, when she was very old, when she was about to die, when she was dead. So all are upadana rupas at different stages. I can recall. It is the same as the father. It is the same as other friends who are dead and gone. It is the same as the living people, the friends, brothers, sisters who are not around us. So we are dealing with upadana rupa. say we are giving a call, telephone call to brother who is in a different country or different state, what is coming into our mind? The upadana roop of that person. That's good. You have understood that. Now,
Yes.
when we are dealing with upadana rupa, they are coming through the rays. Bunch of rays are coming inside the eyes. I'm talking about only the things coming through eyes, but all five senses are responsible for accepting rupa from outside and creating or creating another word, creating or generating upadana rupa. We create or generate upadana rupa. Yeah, creating or generating upadana rupa. Who is creating this upadana rupa? Now the question is, who is creating? The system creates. Why it's creating upadana rupa? Why? It depends on your association, whether you like or not. Say you saw a rupa, but you don't like. So you are not creating that. You saw a rupa, but you are not creating upadana rupa for that rupa in the outside. Why? You don't like it. You just see that and you say, no, I don't like it. So it will disappear then and there. If you don't like it, it will disappear. It won't stay there. But even if you don't like, sometimes it stays. Say somebody meets an enemy. If a person meets an enemy, that upadana rupa is going to create.
Yes.
So that person is creating anger with that upadana rupa. That person can't create, have anger with that person directly, but it's with the upadana rupa. So Buddha is asking, why are you creating anger with upadana rupa for somebody? What a stupid idea Buddha is asking. You know what I mean? Yes. So these Buddha's questioning here and there. He's asking questions and he himself, Buddha himself explained the useless, why it is useless. So generating upadana rupa and being angry with upadana rupa, then upadana rupa is not actual. The upadana rupa is
Fake.
yeah, it's fake. That's right. So it's not actual. It's not real. So we cannot grab the real rupa of anything in this world.
No.
You can touch physically somebody, but you can't keep that person or thing in your mind as it is. You can keep only Padana Rupa.
Okay. Yes, yes.
See how complicated it is, but it's not complicated, but it is what it is. It is how it works. It's a
Yes.
fact.
It's a
So
fact. Yeah.
it's a fact. We have to accept that. We can't reject. It's true. It's a truthful statement made by the Buddha. So it's a very truthful one. So we associate with a lot of people in this world from our small age. Some people are still living, some people are gone. So still we can recall the upadana roop of those people, the animals, the pets. You know, if you had pets who died, you know, friends, you name everything, the things that you had, you know, in the house, household goods, you know, whatnot, everything. All are upadana roop.
Yeah.
So you got a good understanding about upadana roop.
Yes, yes, totally. I
Yeah,
can.
they are fictitious. That's another word. Fictitious. Fictitious means fake, not real. Fictitious is another English word.
Fictitious, yes. Fictiti.
Fictitious, yeah. TIOUS.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, good. So up to that point, you know. But although Buddha says, so there are two sets of rupa. What is outside rupa is external rupa. Inside rupa is upadana rupa. Same object with different terms, Buddha says. So Buddha says, don't call external rupa and the internal rupa with the same term. Use two different terms because it is registered or generated inside. Now see, we are dealing with all generated fictitious rupa. Now, once we get those rupa, why we are attached to this rupa? We are trying to figure out that rupa is going to help me to become happy. We don't want to collect rupa inside the interior or the mind if those rupa is giving trouble. If the rupa is giving happiness, yes. For instance, the flowers, the pets, etc., your loved ones. So you like to think about your loved ones, your family members, your friends, or all these things you like. And say vehicles like cars and bicycles, you name everything that you use in your day-to-day life, the food, so all these rupa you like to keep in your mind. So that particular if you go to that restaurant, you can have a nice lunch, so you keep that that rupa in your mind. It's another upadana rupa about that lunch or the meal.
Yes, yes.
So there are so many things, we are collecting, day by day, we are collecting all these things and try to get the happiness. So that checking whether I can get the happiness, that check, or trying to find out whether I can get the happiness, or judgment of awareness, as I said yesterday, to find out whether it is worthwhile to attach to them to gain happiness. There's a judgment. So every time the system does a judgment to check whether this upadana rupa is going to make me happy. That judgment is called Vedana. That's the next term, Vedana. So judgment there's
It's
a
called
judgment.
Vedana.
Vedana.
Oh, Vedana. Okay.
Vedana.
Oh, Vedana.
Vedana. First one is Rupa, but Rupa is outside Rupa. but its Upadana Rupa is inside. Upadana Rupa is inside. So Buddha, without writing, Buddha explained Upadana Rupa, but to make it easy, said Rupa. Rupa is outside Rupa we are catching, but what is coming and establishing inside the system is Upadana Rupa. What is established in the mind, Upadana Rupa. What sits in the mind is Upadana Rupa. When that comes, we grab and we take that and check whether it will help us. Yeah, that's right, establishing inside the system or the mind. So then you check whether it will help to get some happiness. If it gives happiness, we keep it. If it doesn't give happiness, we don't keep it. For example, I'll give you example. Okay, we are going along this road. We see a lot of things outside. We see trees, people, this, that, vehicles, all those things we see. But we are not going to establish everything in our mind as Upadana Rupa. You're right?
Yes.
It's too much. We can't, take everything and say, yes, I'm going to keep that, I'm going to keep this, keep that, this, everything. No, you can't. So you pick the ones gives you happiness. All of a sudden, say we are going with friends, all of a sudden one friend says, there's a nice bunch of flowers are there. Nice, nice set of trees, mango trees. Look at that. So you go, you can stop there, you try to grab the mangoes, things like that could happen.
Yeah.
Pick the mangoes. So
Pick
these
the
things,
mango.
what you like, so Vedana is nothing but trying to figure out whether that will help you to get some happiness. Now, this is true for everything, but Buddha says if you go along that, you have to make sure that if you keep the things in your mind, if they are faded away or it's gone away that you really like, then you suffer. So you can have Upadana Rupa in your mind. If by any chance that Upadana Rupa is not there anymore, in reality, the object which came, the object is not there anymore, then you suffer. For example, say I have a house in some other country. So I'm keeping in my mind that Rupa, Upadana Rupa of that house. So all of a sudden, there is a news and say, one of my friends or my relations gives a telephone call and tells me your house is destroyed by flood.
Blood. Okay. Sorry to see that.
Yeah. So if somebody says that, so how about my system works? Sorrow comes in.
Yeah. Sorrow.
Yeah, and sadness.
Sadness.
Not happy. So thinking, why that happened to my house?
Yeah. Cannot accept the truth, right?
Yeah, can't accept the thing that has happened. That's nature. So you can't help. So things like that happens. So anyway, so I'm keeping one of my best friends in my mind. Two best friends I had. Both died on the same month, on the 2nd and the 26th through accidents. So when I think about them, that's long time ago. So about how many years? When they were 23 years. So I'm nearly 50 years ago, 50, 55 years ago. So when they gone, I was so upset because they were two good friends. So I was keeping they were in Sri Lanka, I'm in Australia. So all of a sudden they're gone. So that is nature. So Buddha says if you keep these things, you may have to suffer,
Yeah.
become sad. So it's what Buddha says is if you are too attached to them, then again it's the same karma. If you are too attached to those people, then when you keep the upadana roop of them, then for a longer period you suffer. So always we keep the upadana rupa and try to figure out whether I can make happiness through upadana rupa. If I can't, I throw it away. If I can, I keep it. But if I can't, if some people keep, as I said, some people keep the upadana rupa of people, um, who did bad things to them. Like I said earlier.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Then, yeah,
that's not good for our system.
no, the system suffers day and day.
Yes, suffer a lot.
Suffer a lot. So some people, keep that upadana roop of that, person, and when they go to bed, they are struggling to sleep because their upadana rupa, and the anger is worked together. So
Yeah.
the anger and the upadana rupa work together. That person who did bad things, he's sleeping well, but this fellow is not sleeping. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So it's
And
no
there
use.
were, yeah.
Buddha, you are struggling with the upadana rupa to produce anger to another person. So Buddha says it's a foolish thing to do.
Yeah,
So
foolish thing to do.
yeah, that's why now if you look at what Buddha's, there is a famous uh, book called Dhammapada. Dhammapada.
Oh,
Dhamma,
yes.
yeah,
Dhammapada.
Dhammapada. If you look at the first few verses of Dhammapada, there are 434 verses. The very first, I think not the first one, the second one. Second or the third one, Buddha says not to get angry with other people. Don't produce anger, hatred. So he's starting with that. That is the very first advice Buddha gives. If you if you produce anger in your system, Buddha says that, yeah, that's right. If you produce anger in your system get paralyzed. You find it very,
Paralyzed. Yes.
yeah, you find it very hard to bring back your happiness, and the compassion is very difficult. So should not produce anger in the system for any reason. Buddha says if somebody does something wrong, just ignore.
Ignore. Yeah, how to
Ign-
ignore? That's the question.
Ignore. Yeah. How to ignore? Ignore by realizing that if I'm going to produce anger, I have to deal with a fictitious uh,
Fictitious.
fictitious upadana roop of that person, and I'm then I had to realize that I'm a fool to do that.
I'm a fool. Yes.
I
So actually,
can't produce the anger to a person directly, other than producing the anger to a fictitious figure.
yeah, fictitious figure. Yes. Actually, it's really hard to control that kind of producing.
Yeah, Nita,
Always.
I agree with you 100%. It's very hard, but if you start little by little, realizing, observing what is happening in the system,
Mm-hmm.
now it will go further in this, So get Rupa, Vedana, there are another three, in that
Yeah. Okay.
list. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vinyan. So another three to go.
Mm-hmm.
When I explain that, you will realize what a trap that is. What a trap. Okay. So Rupa, you know that. Rupa is outside. Upadana Rupa is inside.
Inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Then Rupa, Vedana. Vedana is you are searching, you are checking, you are assessing, or you are trying to figure out whether I
Figure
can
out.
get happiness. Yeah, figure out. Figure out happiness can be obtained. It's a sentimental and emotional feeling, some sort of it's not a real feeling, although I have written there. It's a sort of a checking through that, very, very tiny little free feeling uh, happening inside to check whether there is a possibility of having happiness through that. By entangling, by joining with that group, can I have happiness? Can I
So,
can I bring happiness to my system?
so the system is always looking for happiness.
Yes. No system is looking for anything other than
Sadness.
happiness.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
living beings, animals, human beings, you name, everybody is looking for happiness in this world every year now. No one wants, unhappiness,
yeah, that's
isn't it?
true. Yeah, yeah.
The whole world, if you look at, everybody is looking for happiness, but the way they are looking for happiness is wrong. That's why they are suffering, Buddha says.
Yes, yes.
Buddha says, not me, Buddha says everybody is looking for happiness, but the way in which they are looking for happiness is completely wrong. That how can you figure out whether it's wrong? Because they get as a return not happiness but sadness or unhappiness.
I see.
So
Yes.
if you look at the happiness in the right along the if you go along the right path to get the happiness, if you
Mm-hmm.
are looking for the happiness through going along the right path, if you pick the right path to get the happiness, yes, you get the happiness throughout your life, Buddha
Yes.
says. But it's
Yes,
hard,
yes.
as you said. Pretty hard, but it's not
Great.
impossible. It is possible, but it is, yeah, it's we have to use our intelligence. So we have to
So use
utilize
our
the
intelligence. Yeah,
intelligence,
utilize.
yeah, and then only we can figure out the method given by the Buddha if we are ready or understood properly. Now, as I said earlier, if a rupa comes into your mind, upadana rupa comes to your mind, then you have to judge whether this upadana is going to do what? What this
Yes.
upadana is going to do?
To
Is it
observe
going,
it. Yeah,
is
what?
it, yeah, what this upadana rupa is up to in English, what this upadana rupa is up to? Is it going to destroy my happiness, or Is it going to destroy my calmness? Then I don't want it.
Yes, yes.
So
It's
that
very
is how, yeah, we have to
interesting.
be, yeah, must be very, very intelligent, intellectual, you know, ability must
Intellectual.
be, ability must be there to judge what is good and what is bad. So it comes through practice. It comes through practice. Buddha never said, you know, never to ignore and just go, you know, not to meet people. No, you meet people. You
Yeah.
meet the good people and the bad people, and you try to, you know, learn how to deal with them correctly. So you can have a, you know, bad person. Now Buddha, bad person, then the person said, that bad person said, go out, don't come here. And
Mhm.
he you know, asked Buddha to leave the place, but Buddha went to tell the truth. But then Buddha just allowed that person to calm down a little bit and then talk to him. There is another person started to shout at Buddha. Buddha waited until the shouting is complete or finished. Then
So
Buddha,
you have the same experience, yeah, in your
yeah,
classroom.
yeah, I told you, you know,
Mhm.
when I was
Mhm,
teaching
yes.
in the TAFE college, in the university when I was teaching, I didn't have that much. But in the I taught at both places, TAFE and the university. So yeah, the TAFE college, I had that experience. So I used my experience and Buddha's teaching. So it worked very well, as I
Yeah,
said.
works very well. Yeah.
So
I would
it
like to
works.
try.
Yeah, if you use that, it will work, definitely. If it doesn't work, best thing is to ignore. Ignore, do not retaliate or entangle with that, you know, discussion, the, you know, the bad discussions, never. Bad discussions mean arguments. Never,
Argument. Oh,
never ever go for arguments with other people. You can explain, and if that person is not listening or accepting, you can slowly stop talking for a while. Let that person think and say whatever he or she wants to say. You just listen very peacefully and patiently. Never jump at them. So that is what Buddha said.
okay.
Because
We'll try.
yeah, yeah, we are dealing with upadana rupa. Don't forget about that. I'm dealing with fictitious, you know, images. Why should I, you know, deal with fictitious images and get me, you know, uh, into trouble or, you know, sadness, arguments, you know, no use. So it's now you know rupa, but it comes as upadana rupa. It sits in your mind. You can zoom it, zoom out the way you like to see or recall those things. You need to do that in your life. Of course, you can't throw everything out. That, but if you look at the Buddhas, they use the upadana rupa then and there. Then they Buddhas won't keep them. They use it and throw that then and there. So it's not keeping. That's the difference between Buddhas and us or Arahants. They use the Upadana Rupa, but they never ever keep them that long in the mind to
Yeah.
bring it
No
back.
attachment to Padana.
Hmm?
No attachment to them, but use
Yeah, no,
them.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's like, you know, it's like this. So you take the, say you have to vacuum clean the house. You vacuum clean the house, you are not going to keep the vacuum keep close to you. You finish, you keep it somewhere, and you are not going to think about it. Something like that.
Exactly. Just a tool, right?
Yes, a
Like,
tool. Yeah, just a tool. So similarly, if you meet somebody, you talk to him or her, that's it, finish. Goodbye, that's it. No more thinking. Otherwise, the Rupa, the fictitious Rupa can come behind you and make all sort of troubles.
yes.
That person, then you recall and say, that person said this, he wouldn't have said this, he would have said that, why he said this, huh? And so many arguments within yourself,
Expectations too much.
of course. Now, then what happens is you are, say, generally speaking, when you are living in this world, what happens is we look at things and we create or generate upadana rupa and try to figure out whether that will help me to get the happiness. So I'll go to the next point very slowly.
Okay.
Then what happens is you would be able to, next item is what you can think, when you look at something, you can, if once you judge, once you investigate, you can identify that thing very well. So
Identify.
identification or the perception is called the sanya, the third one. Identification. After examining, you identify. So if you identify through that particular idea of getting some happiness, so you grab the rupa, upadana rupa is sitting here, try to figure out whether it helps to get the happiness. So those two things help to identify or perceive, perception. Then while these three things are happening, your entire physical body is going to change. I'll give you an example. Say you go to a forest. You go to a forest. You saw a very cruel animal, right?
Yeah.
Close to you. I won't expect that to happen, but just imagine, right? So you went there, so that cruel animals, upadana rupa is inside, generated. Then you are trying to figure out whether I can get help. No, I can't get help, It's going to be dangerous. So what happens to your system? Your the particles or the small tiny little muscular particles, everything is going to shake, vibrate because of fear. Is that right?
Yes.
That's scared. So
Scale.
you
Yeah,
get scared,
scale.
and system is going to change in no time, very quickly. That is called sankara. Sankara is the next term.
Oh, Sangana.
Sankara, Sankara.
Sankara.
Yeah, you divide into two sounds. Sankara, Sankara. S-A-N is Sang, K-H-A-R-A is Khara. Sankara, Sankara,
Sankara. I'm not sure.
Sankara. You remember in that manner. Sankara, Sankara. Why Sankara is happening here? Why we are experiencing Sankara in the physical body or the physical system? because we looked at something, we were trying to figure out uh, whether it will help to get some happiness. So that happiness is not there, although I identify that as a object which helps me to get happiness. It's not going to give that, even if it gives happiness. Okay, put it like this way, it gives happiness. What will happen next? Then I get excited. It's a new thing, isn't it? You get excited. It's going to give me happiness, so you get excited.
Yes.
And you go for that. That is the
Go for
positive
that.
part. But even if you go for that, it is temporary happiness, not permanent happiness, Buddha says. It is giving through, what?
Conditions.
Fictitious, that's right. Fictitious, item.
Fictitious. Oh,
It's fictitious. It's not real.
not
So
real. Yes.
we are getting all this happiness through fictitious things. That's why they are not permanent. That's what Buddha said. It's impermanent. Happiness is, now you have learned why happiness is impermanent, because happiness is given by fictitious upadana rupa.
Fictitious. Yes. Excuse me, doctor.
Mhm.
Actually, yeah, I have no. Yeah, maybe this term and this term.
Mhm.
So you have explained them just
Yeah,
now.
I explain the terms, but I'm just I'm trying to explain the scenario, what this does, So
Oh,
for
you will go back to them, right?
yeah, I'll go back to them. Yeah, tomorrow
Okay.
also we can go through that several times. But what I'm
All right.
telling you, just to figure out the scenario, what it does. So you look at something, finally what you get. That's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out. Yeah. So we look at every day, day and night, all these things here and there. So actually speaking, we are creating or generating upadana rupa, fictitious rupa. Because
Yes.
that fictitious, the rupa that generate through the fictitious rupa, we can't get permanent happiness, Buddha says. Not me, Buddha says.
Yes, Buddha says. Exactly. Great Buddha.
So what we have to find out is whether it works for me. Yes, it is. If we say yes, it works, I understand, yes, it is like that, then we will be very careful. It doesn't mean that, now there's another thing Buddha says. Because some people, if they go deeply, they might say, what's the big idea of living in this world? No. Buddha is not telling like that. Buddha is saying, live the life, be happy, don't get too attached, realize what's going on, then you can eliminate most of the unhappiness situations. That is the advice.
Positively, yes. And
Be
in the
positive.
right way.
Yeah, be positive, be happy, eat well, talk to the people, associate with the people, enjoy the life, but don't get into the trap.
What kind
Realize
of try?
this
Try.
is how it works here. This is how it works within us. So therefore, yeah, don't get into the trap of unhappiness. So don't attach too much. Realize how it works. This is the life that we have got, and each and every time we attach to the things in this manner, so the upadana rupa comes in, then we judge, we check, we assess whether there is a whether it is worthwhile to attach to them to get some happiness. Yes, we attach. No, we reject. Sometimes we don't reject because we want to attack the people. That is a bad habit, as we have learned in, then what will happen if you are going to attach and try to attack the people? Then we are going along kama, tanna, rati, raga, lobha, desa, moha, maccharya, krodha, vaira, the 10 defilements that we learned right at the beginning. Can you understand that? Because you learn that.
Yeah.
You learn that to realize if I attach too much, that's the route or the path this system is going to go.
Yes.
So I don't want that to happen. It's very clear now. That's why we learn that one. It's always better to check that. So be happy, but with all this information, you can have a very happy life because you know how far you should go with this attachment. Not too much, then you can control yourself, you can enjoy the life. So you don't disturb your system, the particles of your system, which is sankhara. So sankhara is the third one, as I said, sankhara, not the third one, fourth one. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, the fourth one. So how far you go with the attachment, you have to judge. If I go this much, am I going to get hurt? No, then I'm not going to go that far. If I go this far, am I going to get hurt? No, then I can go that far. So it depends on the individual. Some people can go even, to that depth, no harm. Some people go that far, harmness comes in. So they have to stop there. So it depends on the individual. Depends on the individual means the way that person has practiced to live the life happily. So it's a practice matters.
Okay.
How you practice, how much you get the happiness. Higher the practice, higher the happiness. Lower the practice, lower the happiness. Because you know where to stop. You know how to control. You know how to be happy. That makes sense? Or you're happy with so far? Not the words. Yeah, that's good. So not the words. If you go to the words Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, only first three. We'll go to the fourth and the fifth later. So it's Rupa, Upadana Rupa. Now you are familiar with this. So I see all Rupa images, fictitious images, not real. Real one is outside. I'm dealing with the fictitious ones in my system or the interior or the mind, whatever you call. You can the interior, internally, mind. You can use all these terms. Then am I going to keep them in my mind for a longer period? Yes or no is for the individual to decide. So if an individual thinks keeping that upadana roop of that particular thing or friend or relative or whatever, is that going to harm me, then better to take it out. If not, can keep it. You know how to control, no harm. If you don't know how to control, better to get rid of that. Earlier the better. Never bring the enemies into the system. Never bring the fictitious upadana roop of enemies into the system. You know what I mean? Never bring the enemies upadana rupa. we don't want. There is no accommodation for, there is no vacancies for, enemies.
For enemies to store in. Yeah.
You understood what I said?
Yes, yes, totally.
No space in my house for enemies. My house is my internal, system. No place.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yes.
give a place for them. I'll give place for loved ones, my mother, my father, my brothers, sisters, you name, sons, daughters, all those people. It doesn't matter. But
Mm-hmm.
not any, no enemies in my, no. I'm not going to, attach too much to them even. Even for my, family members, I'm not going to be attached to them too much. But I'm going to
Yeah.
give them in my mind. Yeah, it's good because it makes me happy. That happiness you can, control. So that's how it is. Okay, any questions? I don't want to go any further because it's too much for the day, I think. Because if I put more and more, might be, it's Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, only 3 points. So you get the Upadana Rupa, you try to identify Sanya is. Don't go to Sankara, no. First three. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya only. Not the fourth one. No. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right.
The
So
first
Rupa,
one. Yeah.
Vedana, Sanya. Yeah. So it's you created a Rupa in your interior or in the mind from the outside. So what Buddha says is the things are happening outside, things are happening outside. Because of that, if you look at them, if you keep attention to that, it will come and create upadana rupa. So there are actions happening outside, there are actions happening inside as well. Can
Yes,
you
exactly.
get that point? The actions
Yeah.
are happening outside. When you look at the outside, every here and now things are happening. Changing things are happening. The tree is growing, flowers are coming and dying out. Things are happening all the time. So while those are happening, we grab these things and the upadana rupa is happening. So today you see you go to the garden, you can see a set of flowers. Maybe a few days time, they are gone, dead and gone. Another set has come. So the previous upadana rupa gone, another new set of upadana has created rupa. So you have to judge all these things. So I have not said everything, but it's a matter of checking.
All
That
right.
all right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
my question is, yeah, is it possible to did us to go through this three term? What's that? I think I have no impression on this. Yeah, these three, and of course I will do some review after class after this lecture. These three, and then this is the first question. The second question is, I would like
mhm.
you to talk about how to ignore the the bad things to disturb our system, such as the bad the bad things, the bad upa upada rupa,
Yeah.
to disturb our system, even destroy our system. How to ignore? Yeah, the keyword is ignore. So that's my weakness, because I would
So you
like
have
to.
you have to find a solution, unfortunately. Now see, I have found a solution to get rid of certain things, but that solution or method may not work with others.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
can
problem.
have the reference. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I can tell you what I told you, if you look at what this thing is going to do to me, is it going to make it better or worse?
Okay. So we need to judge and we need to take and to
Yeah, you have to
practice.
judge. You have, you have to judge.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry I can't give you the real answer, but I can tell you some, hint. I can give you some hints. So
Yeah,
just
hymns is
judge.
better. And
Yeah,
also your
better.
practice, such as the examples, the scenarios, how to do this kind of
Yeah.
bad.
I
Yeah.
tell you my scenario. My method is whenever I see somebody shouting, I get all these teachings into my mind in no time. Then I look at through that and I say, that person is helpless. Sorry, he's shouting. He's helpless. Sorry, I
Fabulous.
can't.
Yeah.
I can't help him. So when my thinking direction goes to that side, then I won't get annoyed or get angry or anything like
Yes, yes.
that. That is how it
So
works for me. So I don't know whether that will work for others in the same manner. My
yes,
my wife my wife is born person who is very calm. She is very, very calm.
so nice she is. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
someday we would like to invite her to say hello to us or something like that. Yeah. Very
All right.
calm.
Yeah, very, very calm. I have never seen she's getting angry for the last 42 years, 43 years after marriage. I have never
Mm.
seen angry face. Never ever.
Gorgeous.
How
Yes.
I'm lucky in that sense. So I change my pattern of living to suit her. So I won't get angry with her for any reason.
Okay. Yes. Need more
So
practice for me.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
practice. Yeah. So when we both discuss these things, we laughed at the people who get angry. Why they get angry? She's asking why people get angry. I don't know what for.
Good question.
Because it's fictitious. So fictitious things, with the fictitious things, why you get angry? I don't know. People get angry. So it's hard to tell them also. When a person is very angry, you should not jump and say, this is what it is, this is what Buddha said, don't get angry. You can't say that. So,
Mm,
that person has to realize little by little. That's why we had to
okay.
learn. Yeah. So, all right, we can talk tomorrow more. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll try to find out another. I'll ask my wife, to give some sort of a strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good. Yeah, we are honored to hear that. Yeah, to have
Yeah.
some strategy from
Yeah.
Dr.
So
Mrs. Bodhi. Yeah.
yeah. Yes. Okay. So what you do is you every day you gain something to make you calm. So it's good to hear. So
Yes.
you try your best. Yeah. So you are learning little by little. Now see, once you learn all these things, as I said, you get a better understanding. Then you control your system very well, very, very well.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
very important.
Yes, that's right. So if your calmness is the wealth. Buddha says, if you are calm, that is your wealth, not the real money. Calmness is the wealth.
Oh, really? So today
Yeah,
we just talk about the true wealth. Yeah, we found one in calmness. Yes.
is your wealth. That is your friend. The best friend is the calmness. Wealth and the friend, best friend.
Yes. Yes. We need it. Yeah,
Yeah,
necessary. Okay.
okay.
Thank you
Okay,
so
I'm
much.
very happy that you understood at the first three things, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya. So we'll go back to tomorrow we'll go through these three again and again, and then go to the fourth and the fifth one gradually to complete the five aggregates.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you so much. Yeah, thank you.
All the best. Thank you. Thanks for
All the
listening.
best.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And after ending this lecture, we would like to
Yeah.
do the prayer. Yeah. Well, would you like to do the prayer and to deliver our gratitude to Dr. Bodhi?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Blessed
you.
by Buddha's wonderful teachings, the commenter and doctor's
Mhm.
compassionate leading and inspiring. May all beings have the intention to Bodhi and quickly realize the unsurpassed enlightenment of Buddha, just like the Buddha. Okay, thank you so much for your time, for your contribution, Dr. Bodhi. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much for the words, those, encouraging and wishing words. Yeah, my gratitude to all of you for listening and, asking questions, making me happy. Thank you very much. All the
Yeah,
best.
thank you. Thank you always. And because your words and your lecture is very, in the worldly words terms, is very approachable. So
Uh,
we love
that's
it.
good.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Okay, right. Okay, see you
All right.
tomorrow.
See
Bye for
ya.
now. See
Good
you.
night.
Good night.